Welcome to the What's Our Verdict podcast, where we fashion ourselves cinematic judge and jury. My name is JJ Crowder. I'm here with my co-host, Ian Anderson.
Some shit.
All right, do you ever find yourself wondering if you should spend the time, money, or both on a movie? We're here to answer that question for you. Each week, we put a movie on trial, discuss the facts, pass judgment, and let you know our verdict. Check out our other episodes. If you're watching us on Facebook, you can head to our website using the link in this post. If you're on YouTube, the link's in the description down below. And this will be our spoiler-free review. Our deep dive review will be available on Monday, February 1st. You can listen to that wherever fine podcasts are found: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Ghana, just to name a few. And as always, it's completely free to watch or listen. And today we're reviewing The Little Things. It was released January 29th, 2021. It was written and directed by John Lee Hancock. Stars Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, Jared Leto, Chris Bauer, and Natalie Morales. It's about a disgraced detective, John Deacon, who teams up with a rising star detective, Jim Baxter, to catch a serial killer whose MO is similar to a case from Deacon's past. If this is your first time joining us during our spoiler-free review, we will rate this movie on a 3-tiered scale, that being worth it, meaning you should definitely find a way to watch this movie, stream it, wait until you can watch it for free, and finally skip it, meaning you should just not watch this movie at all. So I'll jump in, Ian. This movie, I've been looking forward to this movie for a while, not going to lie, just because the star power in it is unreal, right? Like, you think about the 3 stars of Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, Jared Leto, all 3, pretty sure all 3 have won an Oscar. I know at least Rami Malek and of course Denzel has won 2. So those 2, and I'm pretty sure Jared Leto's won 1 as well. So the 3 of them are just, their names alone carry a lot of weight when it comes to acting. So for me, you know me, I love to watch these 3 guys in a room just acting, and the 1 or 2 times you saw them together, all of them, oh man, it was worth it. They were fantastic together. So that was, the payoff for those were really good. I will say that it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, even remotely. I did have some slight issues that we'll get into with in the deep dive review that we do. I won't go into because I can't do it without spoiling it here on the spoiler free, but there's a lot to talk about that really surprised me and wasn't what I was expecting. And again, there's some things that were I will say this, though, it was written. I did find out that this screenplay was originally written 30 years ago. So back in, because it takes place in 1990. And so it was written around that actual time frame of 1990. And it makes sense considering, you know, the way everything works. If you had cell phones and you had GPS and tracking, it doesn't work as well.
You know what I mean? When I saw 1990, I was like, they probably pulled it back so they could get rid of the cell phone issue.
Yep. Yeah, there were a lot of things that wouldn't work modern day because of the tools that we have for tracking and things like that. So it made sense. But it also, the fact that it was written in the 90s and based on a lot of that, there was some things that just didn't make sense for me, which we'll talk about in the deep dive. But overall, I thought it was a very interesting movie. It's dark. It's very foreboding. It's very tense in a lot of situations. This is one movie that I'll give the score an extreme amount of credit. Like, it's tense. The music's very 90s. It's got some synthesizer feel to it in moments, but they do it in such a way that it's very intense and really adds to the tension of the movie, which there's a lot in this. So I did like that. It moved a little slow for me in moments. It is very character driven. So it's one of those things, if you're not prepared to really have a movie that's about these characters and their progression and their relationship and how they work together, it's probably not a movie for you at that point, because it does move slow because of that basis of what it's about. Overall, I did enjoy it. I had a good time watching it, and it was tense. I think it's one, for the wrong reasons, I will watch it again, because I feel like I missed a lot because I went in looking at it from the wrong lens. So I think that's why I would watch it again. Overall, I'm going to give it a stream it. I don't know, unless you got a dollar theater around you that's already only charging $1 or $2. I don't know that I'd run out to the movie theater to watch it. And if you don't already have HBO Max, which is where it's streaming, I don't know that I would get a membership at HBO Max just for that. But I would certainly stream it once it's free.
Yeah, this is one of those borrow your friend's HBO accounts to watch this movie, but don't pay for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm along similar lines as you. I didn't love the movie. I didn't hate the movie, but it was interesting and it kept me wanting to see it through till the end. There are, like you've kind of mentioned, there are something, it ran slow. It's definitely a slow burner, but the acting and the characters were super interesting to me. And I, like you kind of said, I don't want to go into too much about it or possible spoilers, but watching Jared Leto do his thing, man, he's good at those roles. It's weird, but he's really good at those roles. So
yes, he is.
I'd probably be on the same boat as you, JJ. Stream it, right there in the middle. It's your average movie. Like, it'll entertain you and it'll be an interesting story, but you're not going to be writing home about it.
That's true. Funny that you mentioned the Jared Leto thing. So everybody knows from the stories, especially most recently from like the Suicide Squad, and how he's full method and really freaks his co-stars out a little bit because of the lengths that he goes to stay in character and to be in character. And it was really funny because Denzel Washington, they did an interview with him, and he's like, they asked about his Jared Leto and his method acting and always being in character. And did he mess with him? And Denzel Washington's, I don't have time for that method crap, because he's not a method actor. He's very outspoken about that. And so he's like, we just didn't talk to each other. He's like, because we would see each other across the street or something and like nod at each other. And I kind of laughed. I was like, he's probably making jokes. Half of this is probably a lot of jokes or whatnot, but if you think about it, it fits for the role that those two play against each other. But that during the filming and the, stuff like that, they didn't really interact much. But yeah, it was really funny to listen to him talk. You say, I don't have time for that stuff. He didn't mess with me at all.
So, I love when Denzel gets on his like, I don't know, lines. I feel like I've seen a couple of YouTube videos where he just hits with the truth really hard, and it's awesome. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, there it is, guys. It's worth a stream. Again, it's not worth spending a ton of money on unless you already have HBO Max. If you do, go watch this thing, man, especially because it's so new. It is entertaining and worth the watch. If you got to spend money, if you don't have somebody to borrow their login, it's not worth. You can wait till it hits the other streaming services for really cheap or free. So with that said, don't forget, check us out. You can hit us on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all at What's Our Verdict. You can also go check out our website, whatsourverdict.com. You can sign up for our newsletter, which we send out once a month at the beginning of the month. It'll be going out tomorrow I guess today we're recording on Sunday. So it'll go out Monday with the deep dive on the first, and you guys will have a list of what we're coming out with in February. That's all we really do, plus an additional episode here and there. So watch out for that as well. So go there, sign up. Again, every Monday we do our deep dive reviews of different movies. A lot of new movies coming out in February. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll have good times this month. We appreciate you listening, and we'll catch you on the next one. Whoa!